Oh, what in the world? Hey everybody, got a Thorn Survivors update for you. I'm going to go through it real quick. I got the version number displayed on there, so anytime there's an update, you can see that it is actually the update. And speaking of updates, I've also figured out how to make sure WebGL updates. I was having a big problem where people would go to play the game, but they'd be playing an old version of it because that information was stored in their web browser's cache. The loading screen is still pretty much the same. I still have the extra characters disabled because I haven't proliferated enough of the abilities and stuff yet, but we got this. Now, it's kind of faint, but you should be able to see sort of a heart there. That's going to be the player's health indicator. You can also see we are dropping thorns here on the ground. That's one type of currency. And boom, here we go. Of course, I had bad luck this time, so no mod showed up, but this is basically your wallet. And on the left, you can buy mods with thorns. On the right, you can buy abilities with darkness. And then I'm also going to have upgrades that you can buy with light, but that hasn't been implemented yet. And right now, the only additional ability that I've added is stab, but there's a lot more mods than there was before. Previously, you just had pierce. I'm no longer using the term pierce. I'm just sticking to collisions, and let's see what we get in the next one. I'm going to skip it. I added a new enemy here, but it needs a lot of work. There we go. I got some darkness from that enemy. Basically, I've added a tier system for the enemies, tier 0, 1, and 2, and maybe I'll add some more later. But depending on the tier of enemy is basically what they drop. Tier 1 will essentially drop thorns, tier 2 will drop darkness, tier 3 will drop light, and tier 3 will probably be more like bosses, etc. You get the idea. No balance has been put into this yet, so it's all still super duper easy, but eventually things will get balanced out. All right. I can either increase the duration of Fireball, so how long its lifetime is, or I can get a new ability. Let's get the new ability. And here you can even see that the abilities have collision on them. So certain abilities will not have collision, like the Fireball doesn't have any collision. The Fireball will instead go through if it increases its collision limit, whereas Stab will do physics-based collision in addition to any of its hit collisions. Okay, so since I only have the one ability, I have it set so that you can't get any more. I don't intend to have players get the same ability more than once. Every ability you get throughout your run will be a unique ability, and then you will be able to get modifiers for those abilities and upgrades for those abilities to make them different. Notice how over here in the modifiers, it's got the dagger. The game will go through all the abilities you've got, and then it'll pick one at random and then give you a random modifier to change. This one's the duration again. So I'll click on that, and now it goes a little bit further because its lifetime is a little bit longer. And then this is pretty much the core game loop as of now. Nothing too crazy yet. I got to do a lot of balance things. I've got to add other things. And here we go. Now Fireball duration minus. I don't know if I'm going to stick to the plus and minus things because it feels like minus is always bad, but that's not the case. In this case, minus is bad because it's going to shorten the duration. But there's some like rate or speed. You might want to have a really slow object, right? If the object has a lot of collisions and you want it to be slow, you can just put it in one place and then enemies will walk into it. Whereas if it shoots off really fast, it might not hit as many enemies. So I like the idea of either being able to plus or minus things and having the knowledge of how that works direct gameplay, but it can be kind of unintuitive. So in this case, I wouldn't want that, so I would just skip it. I think what I'm going to do, which I haven't done yet, is I'm going to put a reroll at a cost. Oh, and I have the light shining on me, so it's really hard to see the heart. But the more you get hit, the smaller the heart gets. I plan on adding animations to it, and I also plan on each character having their own stylized heart. But for now, it just shrinks as you get hit. I was going to put like little hearts in the top left or top right. And then I was watching a video by Juniper Dev. I think that's her name. I was watching a video by Juniper Dev, and she was talking about Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight's health bar being sort of like this liquid vial where you knew you had health, you knew it was going up or down, but you never really knew exactly how much you had. You just had this idea of where it was at. And I like that. And when I was thinking of how I want to implement the health in this game, I was like, you know what? Let me try something a little unusual for me. Also, I wanted it to be basically in your line of sight at all times. You don't really want to go looking to the top left or top right. So I tried to come up with something the best I could that was unintrusive, but right where you need it and gives you just the amount of information that you need. Oh, what in the world? Oh, this is a bug that I... Actually, that's kind of awesome. But the player button now, I have the light in my eyes, so it's hard to see. The player button is still in the middle. That is absolutely hilarious. Okay, so the reason this is happening is because originally I had, in the game scene, I had a player and all the movement was on the player. But and then I had characters, which would be instantiated, and there was a separation between characters and player. But I decided to merge those two concepts together. So the character is the player, and that meant putting the movement onto the player, onto the character. I guess technically I didn't have to do that because the mobile controls happen after the fact, but it just seemed a bit easier that way. Anyways, but I forgot to do a check for what scene I'm in for movement. So I'm still able to move around, which is actually really cool. I might leave that. I don't know. There's something really fun about that, but I can't click on the character anymore. I would still have to click on the center to start. That is hilarious. Wait a minute. Another bug just now. Even though we died. Let me just die real quick, actually. Okay, so when I play, oh, okay, no, I don't have stab. Why did I have stab then? Did I click on it? And oh, it still gave it to me. So that's the bug that I just saw. Even though I couldn't afford it, I was still able to get it. So that's a bug I really need to fix. But this is all super duper early access. Anyhow, these things are going to happen. The more playtest I do, and if any of you playtest, leave a comment and let me know all the bugs I got. Or send me an email. If you find the game on my website, my email's there. My website should be in my YouTube bio. Maybe I post it down below. There's a lot more I could talk about. There's a lot of coding stuff that I would love to talk about. But I don't know. I don't know what my viewers want since I don't have any. Except for you. Yeah, that's it. See you next time.